Already picked up for a second season, new episodes of What's in Air Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. Season 1, Episode 9, featured one of the biggest twists yet, bringing to light several of Ingrid's secrets. The official synopsis reads, Ingrid's lies come back to haunt her when her sister Gigi needs to be treated by the team after she develops side effects to the secret treatments Ingrid put her through. Also, Watson and Mary bond over a tragedy. Viewers learn that Ingrid and Gigi had an abusive father, which led to Gigi ending up in a wheelchair. Mary was meant to perform the surgery, but backed down when her superior forbade it. Ingrid's relation to Gigi is discovered by the team, and while her sister is allowed to stay in the spinal program, Mary gives Ingrid 2 months to find another job. However, the biggest shocker takes place when Ingrid kills her father in the final flashback. Eve Harlow, so I actually had been set up for it. At the very beginning of the season, which I honestly do appreciate because I do feel like it's a pretty big thing to know about your character. And so the showrunner and producer and director were like, okay, we feel like you should know this. And they gave me the arc for what they thought was going to be Ingrid's arc for the season. The ending changed quite a bit, but the very baseline of me killing my dad to protect my sister stayed the same. So when I got the script, I knew it was coming. It was so fun. It's like opening a present. You unwrap it and you're like, oh my god, here it is. Eve Harlow, it's difficult to deal with obviously, because it's just like, what will happen? Watson loves her. I do think he cares for Ingrid. And so it's like, do you throw somebody like that under the bus? What do you do? I think it's a moral and ethical question, and it's just wading into that dangerous, sticky territory. I think that's why I love Ingrid so much in general is, because when presented with her for the first time and seeing all of these situations that we're going through, it's a constant battle of good versus evil, of what is right and what is wrong. Because to her, that line is very, very blurred in a way that it isn't for most people. Eve Harlow, oh my god, yeah. It was also really funny because when I got this script, I loved it, and it was so good. I was trying to convince Craig and Larry that I could play the younger version of me. I was like, guys, no, hear me out. There's all this technology now. They can put a filter on you. Make me 20 years younger. Not a big deal. Just put a filter on. And they're like, Eve, calm down. No. We are hiring somebody else. And then I remember when they're like, we found a young version of you. Her mannerisms are exactly the same. It is wild. You have to see this audition. And then I saw her audition and she was incredible. I was like, okay, I won't do it. I won't play a 14-year-old. She did an amazing job and it ultimately just worked out so well. I just think it's awesome that my character got to have such an interesting arc and the script was really good. I was excited. Eve Harlow, so again, in the beginning, Craig and Larry told me that Ingrid has a lot of love for her sister. And personally, in my real life, my sister is the most important. I'm very close with my sister and my mom. They're my whole world. I talk to her every single day. Anything that happens in my life, her and my mom are the first people to know. And so it wasn't difficult to access those feelings. If I was responsible for injuring the person that I love most, I would never forgive myself ever. And so the gift of that is that all of Ingrid's actions seem very drastic, but the truth is, if applied to my life and how I feel about my sister and my mom, it makes it completely understandable because I, too, would do anything for them. It's interesting too because in preparation for this part, I read this book called Sociopath, a memoir, and it's what it sounds like. It's this woman, Patrick Gagne, and she is a diagnosed sociopath. In the book she talks about how close she is to her sister, and in the acknowledgements, she says, I won the lottery when I got you as a sister. And so even for people who are sociopaths, psychopaths, they are capable of having these very, very strong attachments to people. And so that's what it is for Ingrid. That's why the strongest attachment in her life, the thing that matters most, is Gigi. And I can understand that because I would do anything for my sister. If my sister asked me to give up acting, I would do it. It's anything for her. Eve Harlow, I do think she blames Mary. I think that she's harbored this feeling this entire time. And also, this isn't a situation where it would behoove her to lie. I think that Ingrid is very much like a straight shooter, and it's like, oh, you want to have this conversation? You will have this conversation. I think that she has carried this hurt for so many years, and finally, she's capable of pointing the finger and being like, you did this, and I want you to feel the guilt of it. I do think that she blames Mary. Whether it's right or wrong, it's up to everyone's discretion. But as Ingrid, I 100% think that it's Mary's fault. Eve Harlow, on IMDb, it says I'm still in more episodes, so Ingrid isn't going anywhere. Okay. Laughs, you're just going to have to keep on watching. But Ingrid doesn't like being told what to do. Let's just say that. Eve Harlow, I think it's water off a duck's back. Ingrid doesn't care much for other people's opinions. It's just in one ear out the other. I think that that's what differentiates her relationship with Watson. He becomes very important to her. She really values his opinion, and she wants his respect because he challenges her, and he teaches her in a way that very few people, if any, have challenged and taught her. And so anything that anybody else says is insignificant, really. But when he says things, it does hit in a completely different way.